In the stillness of those nights, huddled by myself in the dark, I first came to see Jesus. And in the light of each new morning, I walked in his steps. I took in the very places where Jesus lived and breathed, died, and rose. They were the same places I had walked 8 years earlier, but now I saw them with fresh eyes and a new heart. The timing of that second pilgrimage was such an incredible gift, such a lavish kindness of God. And once again, I hated to leave. I'm sure my ancestors were sad to leave Jerusalem too, but they knew they would be back in just a few months for the next feast. And even their departure was a celebration. They offered up a blessing over all the priests and Levites who had ministered to them, singing most appropriately from the concluding song of the pilgrimage psalter. Look, praise the Lord, all you servants of the Lord, who stand by night in the Lord's house. Lift up your hands in the sanctuary. Praise the Lord. Psalm 134, verses 1 through 2, Hebrew Names Version. In response, the priests chanted the third and final verse over their departing brethren. May Adonai, the maker of heaven and earth, bless you from Zion. Psalm 134, verse 3, Complete Jewish Bible. Just as the priests had welcomed the joyful pilgrims into Jerusalem with Aaron's blessing, they now sent them home with David's benediction. Although Psalm 134 does not provide authorship within the psalm, most commentators agree that David is the likely author. But there was none of that for me when I left the Promised Land on that sweltering summer day. There was no blessing, no song, and all I felt was an ache. It was the same ache that had taken me by surprise 8 years earlier. That tug, now pulling even stronger, told me that home, in its truest sense, was once again the place I was leaving. Home was still Jerusalem. Yet now it was a place I had never imagined before. I was leaving a Jerusalem that held an empty grave, a Jerusalem that I could actually carry with me and within me. As our plane ascended and the land disappeared, I felt that my anchor was giving way, not in the sense of breaking loose or becoming unmoored. Instead, I felt the anchor plunging deeper, attaching me to the very foundation beneath all the magnificent layers of shadows and symbols and rituals and promises. It was pulling me into the presence of the Ancient One himself, a place where my pilgrimage ancestors never imagined they could step. Deep calling to deep. Jerusalem still calls.